Sarah, you come on up.
I'm up there?
Yeah, I know, I know, I know. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Expo South. Hoorah! This would be, of course, a fantastic Marine Corps League from all over America. And I know we had a great presentation this morning by the 2nd Marine Division quintet, and that ensemble leader is Staff Sergeant Erica Romero from Orlando, Florida. Thank you very much for that. Hoorah! Now we've got some great Americans here, and I'll call off all of them by their names in just a little bit. But right now, I'd like all of us to come to a position of attention, please. And we're going to have the MCIEAST Color Sergeant, who is Sergeant William Davis from McClellansville, North Carolina, march on the colors. Retire the colors. Please be seated. We do have some great Americans, the Color Sergeant, the quintet leadership from 2nd Marine Division Band, but we're very fortunate today not only to have the Commandant of the Marine Corps League and our 2MEF commander, General Headland, who was with me in the tent. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. Fuzzy always gets me a little bit nervous. When we were in combat together, he was always up way above me in his helicopters, and I was an operations officer, and he was a great American Marine pilot, and he was always delivering steel on target. So I was always a little bit nervous when I get around Fuzzy to make sure he's accurate, but I know he is. We'll hear more about General Headland in just a little bit. But we've had the chance to see this morning his Deputy Commanding General, General Stephen Neary, his Sergeant Major, Richard Drescher, the Sergeant Major of 2MEF. We've seen up here today, and he was going through and saying hi to a lot of people, is Brigadier General Ben Watson and his Sergeant Major Metzger. Okay, so Brigadier General Ben Watson, not only does he have the base, and all the bases really from the Mississippi over to the Atlantic, Ben's got a congressional delegation here this morning because, you know, he had $3.5 billion worth of damage to the base. And just a few days ago, Congress appropriated about $400 million for the repairs. So Ben's a very busy person, so for Brigadier General Watson to be out here with his leadership, and going through with all the congressional delegation to make sure that our families, our businesses on the base, our Marines, our sailors have everything they need to be safeguarded and well protected. So Ben, I got to tell you, I know how busy you are. Thank you for being here, sir. We're also very fortunate that Brigadier General David Odom, Assistant Division Commander, has been here with the Sergeant Major Alex Dobson, the Command Master Chief Jody Jean Fletcher, Command Master Chief, 2nd Marine Division, Brigadier General Kevin Stewart, the MLG. Thank you very much, Kevin, for being here. Colonel Andrew Nibel, his Chief of Staff, Sergeant Major Stephen Lunsford, and the command, who is the 2nd Marine Logistics Group Sergeant Major, and the Command Master Chief for the 2nd Marine Logistics Group, Richard Jackson. These are the Marines that make sure that what is behind me and in front of me, these are the items that safeguard Marines, that when Marines are in fact injured in combat, or they have a particular need, they transition out of the armed forces, we have different programs here. It might be a bank, it might be a college, it might be medical or dental assistance. It's all represented here. And again, Wendell Webb, our Commandant of the Marine Corps League, will talk a little bit more about that, and so will General Hedlund. Both the kind of officers and leaders that lean forward to safeguard America. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask Wendell Webb, the National Commandant of the Marine Corps League, to come on up. Wendell, sir.
Good morning, Marines. First, I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank Marine Corps Association Foundation for the fine dinner and stuff we had last night and get together. Mark, thank you for Marine for Life being here today. These are some of our partners and stuff, sister Marine organizations in which we help Marines. And like Mike said, our purpose is to help our Marines acclimate when they get out of the Corps and return home to their home base. And a lot of those programs and stuff is the transitioning Marines with Marine for Life, suicide prevention, educational and family support, veteran service organizations and veteran service officer support. A lot of small things going on in the communities, focus, tribe, networks, veterans coffees and stuff to welcome all the veterans back into the community. And one of the things that, again, the Marine Corps League is teamed up for is our support for the reserve forces and funeral honors, also to work with Toys for Tots and the reserve coordination councils, which is a key thing in our neighborhood, in every neighborhood where we have Marine Corps League detachments and Marines returning home and their families. Again, thank you very much for coming to our expo here today. The expos are very, very important because it allows all industries, the Veterans Organization allows industry and the active duty Marine Corps to be able to see and to work together in the products and stuff we need and the tools of war for the future. I came from this community, all three of them, so again, I thank you for your support, and let's continue the show that we have started here for many years to come. Thank you.
Wendell, thank you very much, and that's a good reminder that tonight at 5 p.m. at the Paradise Point Officers Club is a Marine for Life program, Wendell. I really like the Marine for Life program because industry goes and they meet with corporals to colonels and captains. Doesn't matter your rank. It's your chance to get to know a little bit about industry and put out your ability to say, hey, I'm getting ready to transition. Can you use a veteran who has unbelievable integrity and loyalty? Unbelievable leadership, General Hedlund. Combat warrior, unbelievable. Dad, Marine, unbelievably great husband. I love the man. He'll take a bullet for you, and he's got a great future. He's had a great past. I love him. Fuzzy Hedlund, MEF Commander. Hoorah.
Hopefully I won't have to take a bullet today. That's be a bad day for me at least. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on a fantastic Carolina MAGTF morning, specially ordered up just for today for the opening of the Expo. I want to thank the chaplain for his help with that one. For all the senior leaders that are here, Mike, thank you. Our Commandant of the National Marine Corps League, Mr. Webb, all the distinguished visitors here that are in the seats, and all distinguished visitors. If you're here, you're a distinguished visitor, period. Okay, whether you're with the Marine Corps League, your Marines that are waiting to go through the Expo, or you are those who have served and are either working with Marines, working with the multitude of vendors that are here. It is really a team effort here and everywhere the Expo goes, but in particular here at Camp Lejeune, we think that the Expo really has a down-home feeling. You can see just about anything you can at the larger expos, but the teamwork that goes on here is evident every single time we pull this off. You pull this off. So my humble thanks to all of you for the work that has gone into the Expo. And so, like I said last year, you know, the young minds here that are with us and that will go through the Expo and ask hard questions, hopefully, of the vendors. You know, that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for young minds with innovative thinking to apply some of the things that you might see in here to today's warfight. And for those who have maybe seen their last day of active duty already, your experience is incredibly important to this effort as well. The combination of the experience from folks who have been there, done that, and the innovative thought and creativity of young minds, it's an unbeatable combination. And that's what makes these events so important. So a thought first, though, on how we should view this and why it's important that we continue to think forward and not backwards. So 2MEF is responsible for an operational plan in Europe. And as we just saw in the fall and beginning of the winter in Norway, that is an unforgiving place to fight. So those who have been to Trident Juncture or been to Norway recently are now reacquainted with that environment in a high-end potential combat situation. We have to begin to think about things like our signature, you know, our electronic signature, our heat signature. We have to think about how we're going to talk in an environment where it may be very difficult to talk. The enemy that we will face in that theater, or could face in that theater, is not the Taliban. They have equipment, they've upped their game significantly in the last few years, and we need to be ahead of them. And the only way to be ahead of them is to think faster, be able to decide faster, and be able to hit them faster than they can hit us. So as you go through and you think about that, and you think about where we've been in the last 17 years, remember that we're going against an enemy we have not seen in a long time. I need you to think about that. I need for you to talk to each other about how we can defeat an enemy that is that capable. Because if it happens, it's going to happen very rapidly. We may not have time to adjust over 17 years to defeat that enemy. It's going to happen before we know it. So again, my thanks to everybody who has contributed to this opening here today. My thanks to the active duty Marines from all around Camp Lejeune and 2MEF who supported this effort, and for all the hard work that was done by those who are standing before us here today, the Marine Corps League, and the vendors, and in particular the nonprofits who are also supporting our Marines every single day, day in and day out. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Expo. Semper Fidelis. Hoorah.
Good job, President. Thank you very much, sir. And many of you, what the General really talked about is, for many years, folks have really focused on 1MEF, and they were really focused on the counterinsurgency issue. And General Hedlund is absolutely right. If you just follow the DoD media news, where he has taken this MEF in war fighting in some of the areas he has talked about. So a major step forward really for 2MEF and all the war fighters. And again, it's an equal shared responsibility, East Coast, West Coast. But General Hedlund, you really hit that one out of the park when you really pushed this forward. I want to give a special shout out for Friday morning around 07. You're going to have Sergeant Major Overstreet. Sergeant Major Overstreet, are you here? All right, here he is, the cowboy hat. And your good partner tomorrow morning, Sergeant Major Barrett. Oh, he's right here. Oh, yes. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you for leading the PT tomorrow morning, bright and early. And when you get two former sergeants major of the Marine Corps, early in the morning. They're not taking a knee. They'll be out there early tomorrow. They're going to be teaching. They're going to be doing PT, and they're going to show us continued leadership by the NCO, staff NCO ranks. And God bless you guys for the amount of education, the amount of energy you have continued to display for the staff NCO and the officer community. Of course, NCOs and non-NCOs as well. So on that Warrior Challenge Day, and I know, General, you're going to have a lot of your folks out there. Thank you very much, General Stewart. That they'll have a little help on their Marine Corps birthday ball. So very good. Thank you very much. So look forward to seeing everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, if you'll now come to the position of attention. We'll cut it after this. Of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this TO weapon here and cut the ribbon. Gentlemen, please.
Watch your step.
All right, it's open.